Alright folks, let's go ahead and get started. I'm Bjorny and welcome to what looks like episode 100 of... What is this one called? I totally blanked. Star Technology. I should go retake that take, but man, that's just funny that I've been playing this for so long and I totally forgot the name. So it's been a few days since I've posted, and it's actually been a little bit longer than that. I was actually a little bit ahead on my recordings, and I ran out of talking. And I know that sounds dumb, but you know, I'm not going to stress over this. This is not supposed to be stressful. And basically, I was just kind of at a point where it was like, I don't think I want to talk right now. And it had been that way for, well, a couple weeks. You know, I've got other work that I'm doing, and a lot of that was all very talking oriented. So you know, I just figured it was a good time to take a little break, and then that break turned into a longer break, and you know, I got sick in there. And, yeah, it's life. It's okay. So I've been playing a little bit here just to kind of get reacclimated to the world. I didn't want to play too much without you guys, but at the same time, you know. So I think I'm also gonna try to change the structure of these videos a little bit, rather than the 2-hour videos, which I don't think are viable. It's not that I'm trying to chase the algorithm. I'm kind of using the algorithm to figure out what do you guys enjoy. And if you're not, you know, sticking around for the entire video, then that tells me that the video is too long. So these are going to be a little bit shorter videos. I'm going to start trying to target, I guess, 20 to 30 minutes. And that'll mean there'll be a few more jump cuts when I do the boring things. And so everything that I've just done in the last little bit, just consider that one big jump cut. And it was all boring stuff. I was enjoying it. I was having fun, but, you know, it wasn't compelling. So this is, you ever, you know, like when you move apartments, or like you move everything out of your room because you're I don't know, your parents get a job somewhere and you have to move. My dad was military, so, you know, we were moving all the time. And you move everything out, and then it all just looks weird. You know, like there's the imprints on the floor where your bed used to be, and like, you know, maybe your bookshelf was over here, and you're like, well, I mean, and part of you still kind of can see everything there, but it's not there. That's what this area is for me. So one of the things that I did was I took all the machines, and we now have the HV version of them all. Oh, and I need some more food. Actually, I've gone through 2 stacks of potatoes. That's my timing, is how much potatoes I've done. I've done a few things. You know, for example, I made another large chemical reactor, and this is just general purpose. I needed it to make some flux points, and because we were running out of power a little bit, and I've moved down the clean room, and I think that the clean room, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15, man, I'd really like to go all the way over, but you know, I think that this whole end may turn into the clean room at some point. Like maybe we give ourselves a couple of blocks here. I'm a little worried that slimes are going to spawn inside of it, but I really don't like this feeling here. I know that it's, you know, a clean room and you shouldn't be extravagant with it, but, you know, it's a sky block. We can be extravagant. So, you know, there's nothing super interesting here. I am crushing down some monazite. In fact, it looks like the monazite's all done. In fact, here we go. Why did I need monazite? Oh, for more phosphorus, so we can make more solar panels. And I kind of think that's the thing there, is that if we are really honest, it's not super exciting to watch the exact same machines being constructed over and over again. That's why I didn't feel too bad about, you know, you've seen me make HV machines, you've seen me make a dozen HV machines, and you've seen me make, you know, what, like 3 tiers of laser engraver now? Well, maybe not laser engraver. Forming press, compressor. You know, there's no reason to go in that. And I'm not saying I'm going to always skip it. I'm just saying that this time, that's part of why I was feeling like I wasn't moving forward. And the other reason I was feeling like we weren't moving forward is I'm starting to think about... what was that machine that I saw? Vibration laser engraver controller. Good night. Look at this behemoth. So I was thinking about it, and I thought I had been making big, giant platforms, but I guess not. So we've now got see, I don't even know if I can. I bet you I have to go over here, and then still can't make it. How do I get to? I haven't actually been over here since I made it. Oh, where did you come from? Okay, look, buddy. They were. I've had a bit of an influx of these guys. Oh, this isn't it. It's that's why, because it's down here. See, like I said, I haven't played with this area too much, but I've got this giant garden out here, and I was kind of going back and forth about, you know, do I like the fact that you can come out here and you can see the Isle of DOW over here. It's fun. But this was going to be like farming and stuff, and I don't know. I'm going back and forth. It's a lot of building stuff. Like, I'm starting to think that 2 stone producers over here aren't going to be enough. I think we'll be okay for the short term. Because as soon as we get to EV, and we're almost at EV, not only will we be able to move these and do something else, but we can make the, there's a large cobble works that we can make at some point, right? Oh, maybe not. Oh, I remember. It's, you want to make gravel and sand and stuff. And since, you know, we don't actually use the stone, we just use this. But of course, this one, and we've looked at this before, this one's all tungsten steel. So even though it's going to be, I think it's EV? Gosh, it doesn't say, does it? What is tungsten steel? So if we're going to cool off tungsten steel in a vacuum freezer, that's only MV. If we're going to cook it, it's EV. We could actually maybe even get close to just making the tungsten steel, and that's not a bad idea. But it's not for today. I've just got a couple of small things I want to get done today, and that is, if I can remember where my, oh, it's over here. Oh, I remember. I put it over here. And that is these Tumbaga plates. If there's it is the minor thing. It's so minor. It's so dumb. I had all these hot Tumbaga ingots just sitting in my backpack, and I felt like I didn't have any storage space because it's all getting eaten up by that stuff. In fact, I don't need this energy crystal, I don't think. So I guess just put it in there. Sure. And gosh, I was feeling silly, but at the same token, you know, you feel what you feel. And so what's the circuit for this? Assembler 6, yes. No. LV Tumbaga. Oh, I need 4s first so I can get these guys. And if you remember, it's a 3-to-1 ratio of ingots that you put to the bender versus ingots you put through the lathe to get these. So, yeah, we're going to do that. And then the thing we do with all this is we make the Tumbaga casings, and that's for the large centrifuge controller, which is coincidental that that's the thing that I'm waiting on. So I think we're going to put it up here. I think we're actually just going to put it right on top there. So let's see if we can get some preparation done. Yeah, and so like as you can see, I moved that down here. I've moved a little bit of processing down here as well. So it's always so disconcerting to figure out. Yeah, all the way over here, in the last spot we had available. This is now our processor manufacturing area, and this one's not permanent. This is, you know, I didn't move it over here before because it's not supposed to be permanent. But HV circuits, and this is kind of probably what we're supposed to be working towards, is somewhere in here. So yeah, we're supposed to be working towards this nano processor, but that requires an EV tier circuit assembler, and we're obviously nowhere near that. And we probably want to automate EV circuits at some point. That's the microprocessor supercomputers here, but they require a cleaner, and that's part of why I was thinking, you know, down there. would be good to make a giant machine, because then we can fit all the inputs that we need. Yeah. I've also been thinking that some of these are silly, like over here. If you're just tuning in, I was actually really proud of this, and I'm kind of starting to think maybe this isn't the most ideal way. It's not a bad way, but basically each one of these has a robot arm that imports, say, 8 things into it, right? So these two have 8, and then there's 4 in here, and then they just filter down, and it's all robotic arms, because robotic arms are cheap once you have them automated. And then it just makes it in 64 and then pushes out to a drawer. And these drawers are all a little bit more than 1024, of course, because I was moving things around and that overflows it. But all right, so as soon as these guys are done here, we should be able to run and make the Tembaga things, and then I think I will be back as soon as they are done. Because there's no, well, you know, that's actually really fast. So let's let that run, and we're gonna actually, I didn't actually expect that. I thought I was gonna be able to pause it real quick and then go grab all this stuff. But all of our equipment, we need potatoes. That's part of why I was thinking, you know, we need to have an episode just for setting up some farms so I can make better food. Yeah. More automated food. In fact, we should just automate the cooking of the baked potatoes. I don't know why we haven't yet. It's silly. Silly! That's what it is. Okay, so we're going to want... Oh, see, this is the one. Monazite, for example. If I look at how to process the dirty monazite, sorry, impure monazite, we want 2 input buses and 1 input hatch. Then we need an output bus, but we might need a bunch of output hatches, and I'm not sure how to handle that. Later, we get these cool, like, 6 tank output hatches and stuff, but I think for now it'll be okay with just 2 output hatches, 1 input hatch, and buses. 2 input buses and... Oh, wait, you know what? We only need 1 output bus because these have 9 slots, and so as long as we pull it out right away, it shouldn't be a problem. And then we've got HV energy hatch and... a maintenance. I have maintenance. I made a whole stack. There we go. Let's see. What else do we need? Oh, I know. We need... Do I have it in here or do I have it somewhere else? We need those things that you slap on and it turns it into... Where do you suppose I put those? All right. Well, I'll be right back real quick as soon as I figure out where I put the doohickeys that you put onto machines. I cannot find them, but that's okay. It gives us a quick little chance to take a look over here where I have actually... Oh, this is so all the rest is fine, but this was the thing that really just every time I logged in, I just log right back out because I couldn't finish this big machine block here, and that was silly. But at the same token, man, yeah, I didn't like that. So I've got Canthal, Lumium, and steel finally automated. Because we need a lot of steel suddenly, so that's fine. And then we've got another vacuum freezer. You know, we've seen me make those 2 or 3, so I didn't worry about it. And it's obviously much, much faster. So I'm trying to decide if I can get away with several inputs. I think I can. I just need to figure out what the best way to do that is. So until then, it's just custom built for that one unit type. Yeah. So we're gonna run over here. We'll snag extractor. One of these extractor. It gets the lumium, and then it gets the fluid cell. Cell goes into fluid solidifier, not into one of those, but instead onto the tempered glass. I don't know why that's working. but I can just do bloop and bloop, and it works, and I love it. So we're good. Okay, this is a little longer than I thought. All right, while we're doing that, what else did I need? So I need 48 of this cobalt foil, and I have it right here. Now, I guess I can do that. And what else do we need? So the assembler is going to get... Let's make sure. Okay, so nothing else. Just that, and this, and... Oh, double plates in the... Vendor. Man, that took a long time. I really like to get all this stuff faster, but, you know, that's always kind of cool, right? Alright, so as soon as this comes out, we're gonna... You know what? We can go ahead and just... how will we do this? We'll... pull this out. And then I think we're going to pull those out. Yeah. And then we should be able to break... you know what? We can just do it in place and then break it. Oh, this is... I always amuse. So when you first start, you're like, yeah, everything's going so fast. Like, you know, you make the bender and stuff, and like it goes from like a 3-second recipe down to a 1-second recipe. In fact, here, let's centrifuge. If I grab this, I put this in here. This is 3 seconds, right? But it should perfect overclock in here, and we should be down to less than a second, which would be cool. So, sorry, there's a banging because this table is actually not square. So every time I get excited and push the forward button, it, okay, cool. I don't think that that's reversible. Well, I just have to make another one. It's fine. But we won't need another one for a while. Let's see. So up here, we're going to... We'll put down some tembaga. No. Yes. What's the best way you're supposed to do this? I suppose we want that HV energy hatch to be right here. And I suppose we want the outputs kind of low, right? So we can access them easily. So we only want one output bus, and we've got 2 output hatches already. So output hatches, I guess, are going to go up higher because we won't need them as often. Well, I mean, we will, but, you know, we aren't going to, like, directly interface with them. So maybe it's okay. This might be a terrible way to do this. But, you know, we almost always seem to do... and then input bus. I can go here and here. And then, you know, honestly, I know it doesn't match, but I think this will be okay. Not that. This will be okay right here. Okay, so we've got those. All we need is the maintenance hatch, and on all the rest of these, I've got the maintenance hatch at the top. So, yeah, no, I don't remember. It is hollow. Okay, cool. Yeah. So you go like that, and then the actual centrifuge can go right there. I like how it's still got a thing on the top, like you could ever see it. Nice. Okay. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that it doesn't match, but, you know, whatever. Okay, so from here, we need to do the maintenance. Remember to do that right off. And there is a cleaning maintenance hatch here, but it looks like it's UV. I don't remember UV is after EV, maybe? Ooh. Oh, it's after ZPM. Okay. So that's like way down the line. Okay, well, never mind then. I just happen to have seen it. Okay, so you've got that. You don't have any power, though. And I think that power is no big deal. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be the 5th. I don't like the fact that I can't run down here anymore, but, you know, whatever. Okay, so you have power. And I should be able to just grab this. Toss it right there. And then I'm going to try to start using these aluminum crates more often. But the aluminum crate, oh yeah, look at that. Oh, this, I was like, oh, it's not going at all. So it went from 3 seconds down to 0.7 seconds. And I'm not entirely sure why. I mean, we can figure it out. Let's figure it out real quick. Centrifuge. So this is an LV recipe. It takes 11.6 seconds. So when we go up to HV, it's 2.9 seconds. So it's really 3 seconds. Okay. And then if we had instead gone perfect overclock, then we get down to 0.7. So basically, we're saving just a ton of energy by making it all go faster. And that's pretty cool. Okay. Oop. I need to figure out what to do with that little area. All right, and then these guys. Come on over here. I think I've got thorium stored somewhere, but it is what it is. All right, and go ahead and put these guys down because I haven't actually gotten many slime spawning over on this side, so I might not even need it. But okay, this is much faster than it was. Almost. Yeah. And then, of course, this is going to go from 0.7 down to 0.15. So it'll go from 14 ticks. Yeah, down to just under 4. So it'll probably go down to 0.2 seconds. Oh, you know what? We can actually check. All right. So we run in here and we check by going to centrifuge. And then once I get to the EV power supplies, yeah, 0.1, so 3 ticks. And then when we go one more, okay, so this is the point when it starts doing sub-parallel ticks or whatever, so it's basically doing 2 at once. Pretty cool, I like that. Okay. Okay, and then all of this stuff, and I could probably find a way to automate it further. So all of this is actually coming out of 2 stacks of monazite. And what I did was I ran it through the cutter. And we'll automate this at some point. But for now, this is so I can get some phosphorus going. What did we do? No, uses. So rather than put it through the macerator right away, because of the macerator, the monazite geode gives me 1 crushed and, you know, maybe a second and possibly a third, along with this really awkward impure pile that I would have to handle. But instead, if I run it through the cutter, then I can do the raw monazite down, and that gives me 8 crushed monazite. And then I have to just void the stone dust and do something with the thorium dust. Although I think we've gotten that from somewhere else as well. I don't remember where, but one of those machines over there is producing it. Yeah, so that's still 40 seconds. And at some point, we're going to run this through. Oh, this goes in the electrolyzer next. Oh, no. Okay, well, let's go see what we've got for electrolyzers stuff. And that may be our next task. Come on, I have an oh, yeah. It's hidden. Why did they get thorium in there? How bizarre. Okay, so we're going to let that run, and that's very exciting. I'm very fun with that. I'm very fun. Yep, that's exactly what I am. And then the electrolyzer. This guy does have one of these, and this one requires duralumin. Okay, so duralumin, and everything else is the same. It's just about getting the casing. So duralumin is magnesium, copper, aluminum, and manganese. It was the magnesium that was holding us up. So that'll be our quest for next time, I think, is trying to get that magnesium going. So that we can get some of this phosphorus, so that all of this extra stuff that we're putting down, we can actually get the processors for, the solar panels for, and then we can use all that to make us more processors. But that'll do it for this episode. And until next time, I'll catch you on the flippity flop.